It's Vocalo Radio 91.1 FM, Chicago's only NPR music station, and as promised, I said I had a very special guest coming through, representing the West Side, which is the best side.
Yes, sir.
Cortez Smith is in the building.
What's up, man?
I don't know why. Cortez, I don't know why I wrote down Williams. What the heck? Where the heck did I get? I do not know, man.
No, I got a popular last name. So
I know, right? I know a lot of Smiths too. Will Smith.
Yeah.
You know, Cortez Smith.
No relations, but hey, they can be my uncle.
You feel what I'm saying?
Come on, bring me in the family. Come on.
You sure y'all ain't related? You sure?
No, we not. We not.
It'll be
He
dope.
from Philly, and my family originally from Arkansas and New Orleans and West Memphis. So.
Hey.
If you got some people in Arkansas, we definitely family.
I love to see y'all in something together.
Oh, for sure. That's a
too.
dream. That's a dream. One of my top 5 actors I would like to, be on the film with, besides, of course, Denzel Washington, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Johnny Depp.
Okay, I was gonna ask you some of your favorite actors too.
Yeah.
So right off back, and that's a whip too.
Yeah, that's like you gotta work hard to be on the same level as them. So.
And you've been working, my brother.
Yeah.
You've been working hard. Before we get into things, let's talk a little bit about the West Side because I'm from the West Side too.
Okay, what part?
All over K-Town, L-Town,
L-Town,
Holy
yeah.
City.
Yeah.
I've been around, my brother. So
Went
you
to school in Holy City.
you say you went to school in Holy City?
Yeah.
What part in L-Town you from?
I'm from Quincy and Laverne, LaClan, Washington, Adams and Laverne.
See,
Yeah.
see, I'm old Chicago Ave and Lawler. You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
You know,
You deep in it.
yeah. You know, anytime I get near a West Side brother or sister, it just
Feel good.
Yeah, it do.
We need to be acknowledged more. Like we it's so much like talent coming out. The South Side, they forget about us. So that's why I'm working so hard with the South Sideans to come back out west and to get us on the map.
Why do you feel that is?
Man, cause you got for one, you got Kanye West, you got Chief Keef, you got Chance the Rapper, you got all of these people that's coming out from the Inglewood area. So when they go out and they spread their name to the world, they pushing their community, and it's
They deep.
Inglewood.
Yeah,
Right.
they deep out there. They
So-
Inglewood branded.
Exactly.
For real.
So when people come, they think that's like the Mecca of Chicago. That's where they think it started and end at. No, that's stateside. We got a whole different world that's going on out west too.
Ain't that
You know what I
crazy?
mean?
Like
That is crazy.
How just different it is, and how like separated in a way. I mean, even though Chicago is a segregated city,
Right.
but to just think how different South, East, West, and North is.
Exactly. We talk, walk different, everything, dress different. I get a lot of people that when I do bump into them, and they be like, "Where you from?" And I be like, "Out west." They be like, "You don't dress like a out west person." That's insulting to me. They're like, "Huh?
How do we?
We come from the players and the pimp,
Yeah,
like Don
yeah.
Juan from out west. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We know how to dress. We know how to put some combinations together.
I used to see that Cadillac roll down the street
Yeah.
back in the day, all green. Ooh.
I was at an event over the weekend. I bumped into one of his good friends, Chutch. Shout out to Chutch. He always showed love since I was a kid, just walking around the neighborhood. Always pulled over to the side, let us get in his car. You know what I mean? Give us money. Always tell us to stay out the streets, even though he was heavily in it. But definitely, always had people around me that pushed a good narrative to stay out of the streets.
Man, it worked.
Yeah,
it worked.
Yeah. Having people close to you, die from violence and all that. You kind of like live through them. So I allowed them to make the mistakes to know that I don't want it. You know what I mean? I always wanted something different, even as a child. I tried to sell drugs. Didn't work.
I was for to
'cause
say
the neighborhood knew my mom, so she.
your boy Courtney, your boy out there.
They're like the police. I'm like, I'm not worried about the police. I'm worried about my mama.
That's the real police, right? I'm already knowing.
And, just staying out there and just realizing that you got to really be out there all day to make some money. I was thinking like, you sell it and then you make the money off the pack, and they were like, no, you only make $15 to $20 off this job, and then you got to stay out here all day to make that money. I'm like, nah, I'd rather go get a regular job, stay out of trouble, and collect my money and have the same clothes and the shoes y'all got on. You know what I mean?
Did you ever get into, while you were out and about, did you ever get into any trouble that made you realize, okay, I need to shift my career into pretty much what you're doing now?
Yeah. Some childhood friends, they heavy in the streets, and I got into a indictment sweep just from being outside, talking to them, shooting dice. And then they came through deep, SWAT, M16s, dogs. They come sweep everybody up. What got me out is the neighborhood. Like, no, that's a good boy. And that's how they got me out. I'm like, no, this ain't really for me. Because they was gone for a minute. For a couple years, they was gone. And it could have went left if the people wasn't outside. It could have went left. And this was like the same day I had orientation. I was going like sophomore year of high school.
Okay.
Them boys didn't get out until probably like, I was in college when they got out from that day. Yeah.
Look how much life you would have missed out on.
Exactly.
How much opportunity would have been missed.
Yeah.
I mean, what even influenced you to jump into acting?
Well, what got me into acting is recipes my Uncle Mario. He got killed in 2010, and that like really changed my mindset of like being the straightforward guy that's trying to stay out of trouble. I put myself in it, and I was trying to get revenge on the guy that took his life. And my grandma got a whiff of that, and she was just like, nah. I already lost 2 boys to the street. She lost her first son in 1996, and then she lost, Mario in 2010. She's like, I can't lose another boy. So, a coworker came in one day and was just like, oh, my grandson modeling. She was like, my grandson look better than your grandson, so I know he can do it, So, put me in this this competition called Pro Scout. It was this basically like this company that go around the nation and just look for different talent. I didn't know anything about acting or modeling. I just went in just straight raw talent.
Wow.
Ended up coming in last place. I was gonna get signed with a big agency with Disney and Nickelodeon. I was too old for Disney because I had tattoos. I was 14.
Oh my God.
And I was too young for Nickelodeon. And still having tattoos at the time, it kind of like, tarnished my kid image. I was looking too rough.
You could cover those.
But in 2010, 2011, it was kind of like, you was kind of like a rebel in the industry with tattoos. Being that young, I was like, what, 16, 17 with tattoos?
That is young with tattoos.
Yeah, and they was just like, no, you look too rough around the edges.
Yeah.
So I had to take the harder route. And coming in last place, I got signed with Babes and Bow. Shout out to them. And my first booking was with Chirac, with Spike Lee.
Spike.
Man, changed my life and made me like, oh, I want this. I can't go back to that. And as I started taking my career more serious, the people that I grew up around started to not understand it. And, they even had he different, he weird, and he wearing tight clothes. Like, no, I elevated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm around people with money. You know what I mean? Spent the whole 2015 summer with heavy hitters like Angela Bassett, Samuel L. Jackson, Wood Harris. Steve Harris too, Spike Lee, of course. You know what I mean? These is Nick Cannon, Lala.
These is names that's been in the game.
Harry Lennox, like these is big names that I was around, and they cuffed me.
Before I even tap into this break, hearing you say that you've elevated, being in certain rooms that some people never even left the block.
Exactly.
And you were able to get off the block. Did that in any way affect you, like mentally? Is coming back home, being around your friends, seeing that they haven't grown much?
Yeah, it hurt because they, I even had people even go out their way and say, oh, yeah, he might be gay. Just because they didn't understand, like, being, what is a model. They always thought, like, a model was, somebody that's, like, super flamboyant or somebody in the industry, like, it's far-fetched. So I literally had to cut myself. It was 2013. No. It was 2015 fall. I had to completely cut myself off from the hood because they was bringing me down. Even when I tried to bring them around like industry parties, they didn't fit in. So I was just like, that was just a hard pill to swallow. But I had to separate myself because that wasn't going to get me nowhere.
Nope, it wasn't
and
going
what's
to allow
so
you to grow.
crazy, I can go over there right now, and the same people that I cut off, they still right there. If they not, if they didn't get locked up or killed.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's
and now,
deep.
What's crazy now? Guess who in my DMs now and be like, man, you give my son or my daughter, but I was just the same dude in 2015 that y'all just say, oh, he weird, he wearing tight clothes, No, it's just, what I mean? Like, you got to open your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about people ain't even been downtown, that's
Off the
wild.
block. Yeah.
That's insane. You know what I mean? Because they too deep into what they into and they afraid to leave out of that because they don't know if they're going to get hunted down and killed. I know I didn't want that. That's uncomfortable. I love that I can go anywhere in the city. People know me and they love me for who I am. Even before the acting, I always was that cool guy.
Like you
always
said,
keep the clothes nice.
the community came to your rescue.
Exactly.
You know, when unfortunate situation came about from being in the wrong place at the wrong time. So shout out to the community for uplifting.
For
things,
sure. And I learned a lot. Like it was a lot of, even the dudes that was in the streets heavy, the ones that was forced to be in it because they live in a situation, they had to get they self together. Always implemented in me, stay out of this. You know what I mean? Go to the park. You a ladies' man. Go mess with the females. You know what I mean? Keep, stay away from this. We got you. Go do you. We got this right here, but go in and do you.
Shout out to them boys,
so,
man. Much
love to all the older guys that I follow behind out there too. Man, I love y'all.
We're going to tap into a quick music break. Now, previous to the break and before we jumped into the Windy City Hour, we talked a little bit about, your upcoming, some things you went through, some trials and tribulations, and started to speaking about acting, right? Yep. And right off back, before I get into, full things, do you prefer movies or series?
I prefer series.
Why?
The bag is different. But no, you got a longer story to tell. I feel like with movies and being in a few, it's just like you try to cram so much in that you kind of like miss a lot. You know what I mean? And I know people is not about to sit at the movie theaters for like 3 or 4 hours.
Titanic was too long, bro.
I'm still trying to watch Avatar 2.
Yeah.
Since it came out, I went to the movies and watched it. I went to sleep on it.
Oh, you wasted.
I ordered it at home. Went to
sleep
on it. Got it free right now on Disney Plus, and I still go to sleep on it. I don't know.
You got to get to the part where you slept, okay? Right. So did you start it from the beginning?
I do, because I forget. I'm like, hold on, I don't remember that part. Yeah, so that's why I'm like, yeah, man, I'm bad. So yeah, I prefer TV series.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You stretched it out. I mean, and speaking of play the part, some of the parts, you play in certain series and movies and things of that nature. Is it difficult, is it difficult playing some of the roles you play?
No, because every time that I break down my character, I try to find similarities in that person. I don't care what it is. I don't care if I walk past a guy and I seen that he's similar to the character that I got. I make some, life connections with it. And then I break him down and I try to see where he's coming from. You know what I mean? What's his angle? What's his motive of like, what are you doing? And then I'm like, all right, and I put myself in it. And that's how I sync.
How do you prep like for a role? Because it ain't easy, man. I remember trying to study the Constitution and I have to remember it word for word, and y'all got lines and different shows and movies. So like, how do you prep and get yourself ready?
How I prep first, I just read it like a book, read the whole script like a book 3 times so I can get the environment and the setting and the tones together. And then once I got the understanding of that, I know my environment. Now I can tap into the character and be like, oh, okay, so I know that's why. And I know that's why he's moving. I know that's why he's doing like that. I know that's why he's reacting to that. So now when I break it down and I also highlight my my lines, I highlight them. Mm-hmm. So after me reading it 3 times like a book, the words just come naturally to me.
See? Something I struggle with, but
I think it's a talent though.
It is. It's a skill.
I don't even know how I do it sometimes. Like,
I mean, it's second nature to you now.
You're right. Like sometimes I can look at it like 1 or 2 times and play with it like boom, 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 and I got it.
Consistency is key too,
and just like being comfortable with, your character, who he is. You know what I mean? Just like tap into him. Have fun with him.
Has there ever been a time where you were like uncomfortable?
Yes. I actually played on something that's we was filming in Detroit, and this guy was playing 2 characters. He was playing a guy named Mario, and he was playing a guy named Blake. So he was super crazy, egotistical. He was a narcissist. Steal money from women. Everything that I don't do. You know what I mean? Crazy, talking to himself. He really think he's 2 people. Like Mario is the finesser, the one that steal money from people, and then Blake is the good guy. So I'm in a battle in between the 2, and that was kind of it's kind of difficult for me because I'm usually playing like the quiet, mean one, the aggressive one. But no, this was a different bag.
Does this lead like learning about Batman situation, right, with Heath Ledger? And if I'm not mistaken, it led him to like therapy.
Yeah, his demise too.
You feel what I'm saying? Exactly. So in a way, do you at least seek therapy to help keep you sane when you're doing some of these roles?
With that Blake Mario role. The Blake and Mario role. I had to real life. I had to disconnect from that, and just like, of course, I had to be around my daughter and just like, really, because I got into a dark space with that in order to deliver how I wanted to. So I had to be around family, be around my daughter, and like, watch funny movies and all that just to get out of that dark space. Because I was listening to dark music, just like being alone. I didn't talk to my family when I was out there filming or nothing. Just like I wanted to tap into this role.
Ooh,
and be that guy, because I was two people at one time.
And you ain't want to be two people at one time with your family.
Right,
on the phone.
Like, you would find yourself getting aggressive. Like I was, like when I was done filming, I was getting aggressive for no reason. I'm like, hold on, let me stop. I'm doing too much. I know I'm still in character almost.
I heard you speak on daughter. How old is your daughter?
She's 5.
Okay,
that's my
so
heart.
She's still young.
Yeah, that's my joy, man.
Have she ever seen you on the screen?
Yes, I took her. I had her come out there in Detroit one time, and I took her on set with me out here when I was filming on a television series out here too. So she loved it.
Speaking of that though, like, do you feel in a like near future as she gets older, seeing you portray a character on screen, do you think that would affect or influence her in certain ways? Well, she may not understand that, hey, I'm filming, this is work, and this is real life.
Yeah, I don't even let her watch it right now because everything that I do is kind of like, it's definitely rated R. So I don't let her do it. I don't even let her watch it until I probably get like a family film, and then she can get to it. But by her being on set, she want to get into it. She was like, Daddy, when you get done with your movies, I want to do my movie. I want to do my own Barbie movie. So she interested in it. I'm gonna put it in there. I just gotta have a conversation with her mom and see if she's comfortable with it, because I don't want to force her into something that initially that she probably don't want to do. But she's liking this lifestyle, you know what I mean?
I bet. That
liking the pictures, liking the free little gifts, liking the little trips and stuff. So she falling in love with the lifestyle. So, when I have a conversation with her mom and see if that's what because I'm gonna initially need her mom help, because trying to pick myself off the ground, I would, need her to assist me with picking Malia career off the ground too.
Oh, it's Vocalo Radio, Chicago's only NPR music station. Cortez Smith is in the building. We talking all things, and acting wise, man. Like, as we all know, SAG-AFTRA, it's a strike going on right now.
Yeah.
How has that affected and impacted, your career?
It made me realize that nothing is promised, because 1 minute it's May, we got the momentum going, we ready for the show to drop, and boom, it's over with like that. Everything dropped. We don't know when we coming back. We being told, it might come back in June, or no, for sure July, but no, really August. We out of August, and we still haven't came to agreement. So it just made you just get in tune with yourself, get in tune with your family, and really connect on the spiritual side with God, because you got to know that, he got the last say so, and you have to be faithful with this, because you'll go crazy. Mm-hmm. Especially, just imagine if you are A-lister and you used to all of these big checks coming in and just stop, and you taking care of all these people. People not trying to hear that, I'm on strike right now. They got bills too. So I know it from up top to us. I know it's hurting. And I really want us to come to an agreement with these companies. And y'all got to understand, these big companies, y'all got to understand, man, we are family, man. Mm-hmm. We got things too. You know what I mean? Like, we are people. We got feelings. And you just can't come in and let, artificial intelligence, like, replace a soul.
Nah.
You know what I mean? A God-given mechanism. Like, can't no robot, imitate what we got.
How? Like, I'm really trying to figure out how could an AI, do what a human does as far as act, like doing
they haven't
a
been
role.
Through nothing. I understand, like, you can type in, like, write me a love story, but that AI haven't been through nothing. It's told what to do. We've been through stuff. We experience these things. That's where the stories come from. Traumas, experiences, life lessons that we done been through. And we want to put our story out so we can connect to that young man, that young girl. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
And that's real art. Like you was talking
art.
earlier. That takes a skill. AI is robot.
Exactly.
They have no feeling.
It don't. It just do what it's told. And at the end of the day, they still need a human
to press buttons.
To press button to critique it the right way. You know what I mean? Like, stop trying to cut corners. Y'all making enough money.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
I mean, speaking of money, like, I seen people are losing houses, losing their homes.
They selling homes.
I mean, for you, what have you been prioritizing lately since the strike has happened?
Well, luckily I was saving my money, and I'm getting into real estate and learning the credit business, and really just venturing out and doing other things to letting them know, like, I have to have passive income coming in. And I can't be dependent on like my active money, because like I said, that can be here one day and go on the next. That's even after the strike. You can have momentum. You can be on all the big shows, all the big movies, and it can just cut out. You can not be that guy no more that they're looking for. What else you gonna fall back on if you haven't been doing the right things with your money? And I think as us, as a black community, we need to implement these in schools. Don't teach me about Christopher Columbus discovering something that already been made. Teach us how to, finances. Teach us credit. Teach us don't go in debt. Teach us how to get a credit card. You know what I mean? Because when I was growing up, we was told, no, you don't get a credit card. You don't want to get in debt. And we spending our own money. That's working backwards. We got to let our money work for, us.
For us, yeah. Man, job security. Let's talk a little bit about that. Like, if I'm not mistaken, when you first landed on a few series and movies and things of that nature, did you think your job, the securitizing your job will be at stake this soon? Because if I'm not mistaken, when did you actually jump into, you started making a name for yourself? Like, when did that take place?
I would say 2019, but I always kept me like a little side hustle going on. I never kept a job that like I knew that I was going to have to be fully committed in. I got, a bachelor's degree and everything, but I don't even want to waste their time, because if I get an audition, I'm dropping everything. I'm dropping everything and I'm going to the audition. You know what I mean? So luckily I've been around good people that do well with their money. Like my grandmother, she always, she been in the construction world before she passed. She been in the construction world forever. So she always was around, people with money. Like luckily her boss was, a good friend of her, and he told her how to move her money around. So I always knew about, like the stocks and like credit and all that. So
your mama, look, right. My mom always told me never keep your eggs in one basket.
I swear.
Yeah, that is the truth.
Do not get complacent with anything, and whatever you do, give it 110%, not 100.
Before we tap into this quick break, do you see any light within the strike, I guess, ending and getting back on the production set and things, man?
Honestly, I see it happening because they pockets getting dry too. You know what I mean? Like, it's only so many shows that already been previously filmed before the strike. Like, the people, the consumers want more. You know what I mean? Especially with, the show that I'm on. After it go off, it's gonna go in an uproar. Like, what's going on? Feed us. Like, they want to be entertained. So just come to y'all senses and just give us what we asking for. We not even asking for that much. Like, come on, man. The world always elevate. And they going off some old structure and papers that was created years ago. 20, 30 years, probably more than that. Probably more than 50 years. Like, come on. Y'all been elevating, but y'all want to keep the paperwork the same. No. Elevate our pay, too. Streaming is at an all-time high. People don't even buy DVDs no more. DVDs is going to be obsolete, and I feel like in about 2 years. Don't nobody get CDs. Like, that's why the CD world and the DVD world is failing terribly on Madison Pulaski out west, because who got a DVD player?
Yeah,
everybody got a smart TV. Fire Stick's going out of business because they didn't elevate the TV game. All the apps you can download it on your TV.
To even hear that, to know that the film and the music industry are one and the same with the streaming, artists making pennies, and it's like the actors and the writers is making pennies as well.
Half a penny on a dollar.
You know what I'm saying?
I got a residual check for like 15 cents.
What? You know what?
I don't even know what to do with that.
Keep it right. We gonna be right back, Chicago. Y'all don't go nowhere. Let me give you some more hand claps, because my brother, before the break, he was talking a little bit about what's been taking place with the strike.
Yeah.
And then you told me that one of your residual checks was 15 cents.
15 cents. I can't even get some gum with that.
What do you do with 15 cents, man?
You know what you could do though? I probably can go. Get a little fruity, just one.
Literally,
one fruity.
You taking it back to the penny candy days,
right? One fruity I can get.
That's 15 cents.
And I gotta hope it ain't stale.
Exact, cause you do gotta squeeze it.
Right.
You gotta make sure it's squeezable.
Good, right?
I mean, how? So, with what's going on? I mean, in your terms, what type of solution? Well, how do you think a solution can come about it, and what is the solution?
I think it could. I think it could be, but we can't use force. I notice, like, us human beings, like when we get frustrated and we feel like we've been pinned up against the wall, we use force. No, we got to reconcile with these people. Let them know the hardship of like what we going through. You shouldn't be a writer on a hit show and you still have to figure out how you're going to pay your bills the next day. You shouldn't be one of the faces of a hit show, and once the show is not filming anymore, you trying to figure out, contemplating, do you want to get you a remote job or a side job to feed your family? So I really think like we need to come together and really just have them to understand, like, man, we, like I said before, like we people with family that we have to take care of. You know what I mean? It's embarrassing to have someone sit down and watch your TV show and idolize you, and they probably got more money than you. Everyday person though, because the more you make as well, you gotta factor in that Uncle Sam want his money.
Mm-hmm, sure do.
And the agent that booked you, they want their money too, and they're not taking the percentage after taxes. They taking what you gross. So you're getting hit all type, and man, God forbid if you got a manager.
Yeah, that's more money.
That's more money. So you're getting hit 3-4 different ways, and here you is left with the crumbs.
15 cents.
15 cents.
That's bananas, my brother.
Man, we living in the fast food era, and it's a lot of smoke and mirrors.
I mean, I'm happy you were able to come through and at least let us smoke a tad bit, even though it's still smoke and mirrors. Yeah. I mean, I do want to talk about. I heard you say to idolize, and that just sparked some in my brain. With you playing some of the roles you play, how has that been for you? I know people idolize you. They see you.
It's getting wild. I can't even. I was at Target yesterday, and I had a line of people just waiting to take pictures with me. And it was so crazy is they was waiting for this woman to spark the conversation up. I was in the dog section giving my looking for some Pampers for my dog because she's on her.
Wait, your dog?
Yeah. Yeah, Pampers.
I don't own it.
Right.
That's the
when they turn like 7-8 months, they come on a cycle. So
okay, you got a female dog.
Yeah, I got a female dog.
I always had males. That's new to me.
Man,
child.
It's not for the weak. I promise you. They go through motions like women.
Do they pH balance get thrown out too?
Yeah, you gotta seriously, you gotta wash it, or you're gonna have a weird smell in your house. So you gotta take care of that.
Okay.
And I'm very big on like hygiene, and I would hate to come in my house smelling like dog. Yeah.
So they idolizing you. I mean, so they at Target while you going to grab.
This lady like, oh, what Pampers? It's only one brand of Pampers. Oh, what Pampers do you use? Because I use the such and such, such and such. And I'm just going along with it. I'm just waiting on her to say it. So her daughter just finally came out and said, "You that man on the change?" And I said, "Yeah, how you doing?" And she was like, "Well, my mama's scared. Can I take a picture of you? Because I love you and I love the show." I'm like, "Yeah, take a picture." People just come out the woodwork out of nowhere, just standing in line, just taking a picture. Like, but it's all love though. For the character I play, I'm surprised that I get that much love because he's a tough one to work with. Yeah, he's tough.
Like, brother, seeing your character, I'm like, yo, you like in charge of like a brothel?
Man,
it hit different. That's why I asked
definitely
you
hit
about
different.
How do you prep for,
Yeah, that man is insane. And y'all still ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh my God.
But yeah, though, I love that love, and I love to be a part of somebody, happiness of that day. I don't know what they might have been through. But by me embracing them, hugging them, saying, "Thank you for taking a picture with me. Thank you for recognizing what I do." You know what I mean? And me entertaining you to take away anything that you're going through in your life for that an hour and like 30 minutes. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? And I want more of my fellow actors and all that to understand you got in this business to entertain. So understand these people don't know. They feel like they know you if they've been watching you coming up. So, you know what I mean? Give them that satisfactory if they bump into you. You never know what that take. They probably be suicidal, but they bumped into you. And you embrace them and remember their name. Hey, what's your name? Oh, Emily. It was nice to meet you, Emily. It was a pleasure. You know what I mean? That can take it so far. You know what I mean? You can change their life. That's what I like about that too. This platform, I really can use this platform for good and, you know, like better somebody's life.
That's love.
With a 15-second interaction, I didn't just, you know, change somebody's life, gave them motivation to be like, you know what? He looked slim or something like that. Let me go to the gym. You know what I mean? Or anything. You never know. I like them clothes. Let me go, you know, dress like him. Man. That's why I always, you rarely catch me not fly. I always be fly because,
I mean, you a face.
All right. I'm barely lacking. They called me lacking in Target because I was last minute. Target was closing at 10 o'clock. And shout out to them because they let me in at 9:57 because I ran out of Pampers. And I'm like, no way. I'm going to be wiping this dog up all night.
That's funny.
Right.
Oh, my God. Chicago, Cortez Smith is in the building. You tuned in to Vocalo Radio 91.1 FM. I definitely want to tap back into creativeness because with the strike going on, like how has that impacted you creatively? Because I see Tubi, a lot of films been popping up on Tubi busing. I see you on Tubi. So
man, I got two special pieces coming out, man. I got a movie coming out in I would say October the 13th. They haven't locked down the date, but I keep pushing them to say, because it's a suspenseful thriller called Please. It's going to be cold. Man, and it just made me better. It's just sharpened my tools. So whenever they uplift this strike, I'm coming back 50 times, 100 times better than what I did. Hungry, letting them know that I'm here to stay. And not only to let them know, to let the world know I'm here to stay. And it's nothing that y'all can throw at me that I won't attack. You know what I mean? I was doing it by the books when I first got, you know, brought onto this because I would just want to be right. But no, I'm comfortable with that. But I'm gonna show y'all some range.
That's what I like there because I would like to see you tap into a character where we possibly see some tears come out your eyes.
Man, it's coming.
Okay,
it's coming. With Perfect Murder, what I was selling with Blake and Mario.
Okay.
Blake is definitely having a breakdown. The walls is closing in on him. Everything that Mario have done is coming back to hunt, and it's closing in fast. So
before I tap back into Tubi, because you just being able to be emotional as an actor, you have to tap into something deep, my brother. So
it's a song that make me sad. I ain't gonna lie.
What song is
Closer
that?
to My Dreams.
Okay.
That was my grandmother favorite song. That was her ringtone. So every time I think about that, it just automatically just snapped me into. I don't even listen to it. I promise you. If I got Spotify playing and the shuffle come on, I instantly turn it. I don't even want to hear it because I know tears is dropping down.
Do they have to play that on set for you to?
I played it. I'm in the trailer. I'm just playing it like over and over again, looping it, and I'm saving that tear, that big teardrop
moment. Yeah.
Yep. And then I come in and I just let it flow.
Oof. Man, I look at like crying on set is like an artist, like for instance, Duran Bernard.
Yes.
How he hit these high notes.
Yes.
I look at those two in a way as the same because it's like it's not easy for everybody.
You know who
to do
got
that.
it on the crying on cue? Viola Davis. She is. I want to meet her too. Shout out to Viola Davis. You're amazing what you do. I want to sit down and ask her, how do you break down the characters? Because she be in them.
She do.
When you watching her or Denzel, they are that whoever that you watch at that moment. You don't even think, oh, that's Denzel playing X, Y, and Z. No, they are.
Look, John Q. To this day,
right?
It gets me. The love he had for his son, even though it was a
my
role,
son with the lip,
you already
gun in his hand, one bullet.
You feel it. So you know great work, my brother. And now with Tubi being around, I want to say the first time I got in tune with Tubi was through my lady. She turned the show on, and I ain't gonna lie, I was like, "What in the heck is this?"
A little ratchet, but it was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's like the lifetime of like I don't even know the best way to put it, but you get what I'm saying. So I feel like it opened up doors for actors like yourself and so much more to be creative. So I'm happy you still have at least an outlet where you can still exert yourself and your energy and still shine.
Exactly. Like they let me really like be free spirited on there. And if they, they wanted me to come back down to what they want, then they'll let me know. But it makes me better too, because even when I'm not in front of the camera, I can stand in the back and ask the director, like, all right, so what was your approach? What was your mind, what was your thought process on this? So that's even making me like, man, it's making me a juggernaut. Like, I'm telling you, when I come back, man, y'all gonna see.
Do you see yourself writing?
Yes, I got something in the works right now. I want to tell the story about, like my upbringing and in my community, and like me losing my uncle, my brother, and my cousin all in the, in a 6-7 year span, and how that really molded me to who I am right now. Yeah, that's gonna be real tough, because I struggled a lot. I'm good with it now, but I struggled a lot in that time losing them, because they played a big part of like who I am right now. So man, I do want to tap into that, and then why I want to get the message out of like, man, y'all, the streets, you don't always have to, be in it. You can be a doctor, you can be a lawyer, anything. You don't have to be either a drug dealer, basketball player, rapper, or a football player. There's so much other things out here that you can do. You know what I mean? And don't be a product of your environment. Just use what's around you, use it as fuel to get out of it. The goal, and that's what I need to let people know, understand this in the streets. Y'all goal is to get out of it, not maintain it. Y'all fighting over stuff that y'all don't own. So the people that own it, they laughing at y'all, because y'all ain't doing nothing to bring down the community. And what they gonna do? They're going to end up giving y'all a section. They push y'all out into something else, like a project that they got. And then they're going to gentrify it, and you can't even come back because you can't afford it. So it's all a game. It's a rat race. So wake up. You claiming a game that was originalized to better your community. Against the Disciple was created to better the community because the government wasn't doing it for them.
Growth and development.
You know what I mean? Growth and development. But, the man has seen it, and he implemented drugs in it. And
what that do to communities.
You already know.
Mm-hmm. Man, brother, I appreciate you coming by and sharing your story, letting everybody know what, how things has been behind the scene. I want people to see your own scene as well. So how can they keep in touch, follow? I want to say, can you speak on like upcoming possible projects? But if not, just leave it where it is.
Man, unfortunately, we can't talk about that, but you could follow me on IG. I keep y'all entertained. I'll be so many places. Telling you, the story is going to be entertaining, man, until we come off this, the strike. But you can follow me at CortezSmith.official. I repeat, CortezSmith.official. Once you type it in, you're going to see me in that, that pink suit, that Palm Angel. I keep it on. I should be a stylist while we on strike, because, man, I don't see nobody really like...
West
and once
side,
I start getting that real money, I'm going to show them. Put me in the Met Gala, all that. I don't even need a stylist. I'm going to be your stylist.
I love it, my brother. Again, shout out to you for coming through. Or y'all can check him out on IMDb as well.
Oh, for sure.
Search, and you'll be able to see all the things he's in. Mm-hmm. Follow that as well. And with that being said, that's the show for today. I had an amazing time on this Thankful
It was
Tuesday.
A pleasure,
hey, no problem. Anytime, my brother. Once things is over, come on back.
Oh, we got something to talk
about.
We
can really.
Oh, hey. This year, all I can say, man, y'all haven't seen nothing yet. This is just a build-up.
Yes, sir.
So I can't wait.
I'm excited. I've been watching the seasons too. You know what I'm saying? So just know I know some good things is coming. I've heard a lot. I heard a lot about like how it brings other opportunities too. So.
Oh, for sure. And shout out to Lena for even like giving me this opportunity. Shout out to you, my sister.
Gotta give her
a big one, like Chicago native. Like she really giving people a platform. Like Shamad, Mikey, Ahmad, Curtis, everybody, Barton, Jason, you know what I mean, Luke, Jacob. Shout out to all my brothers.
Yes.
Oh, Genesis.
Yeah.
Oh, can't forget my sister. Y'all, Hannah, Burgundy.
Look, he gonna have a list of names of this joint. Do not be mad at him if he forgot your name, okay? Please do not be mad at this brother.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Zaria, that's my baby sister too. Sorry about that. Shout out to all y'all, man. I love y'all, man. For real, this is like, I got the dopest cast. And so much talent.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? I'm learning from them so much. So shout out to y'all, man.